Hi, this is me. My name's Tom and I love working in the garage. I like wrenching on all kinds of stuff, but I really love turbo cars. I enjoy sharing my car hobby with everyone and have been posting up photos and stories on my website since 1999. Now I'm trying something new, video. Today we welcome a new addition to the Turbo Garage. Based on the YouTube and blog comments, I know some of you thought it was a car of some sort, but my wife would kill me if I came home with some clunker. Well, I came close though. There was a Galant VR4 and an old Turbo MR2 that were begging for me to tow them home. But I've since deleted the Craigslist app off of my phone for the sake of good marital relations. You married dudes know what I'm talking about. So the new addition isn't a car, but a car lift. Now before we take a look, let's go way back. I grew up in a service station. That's me and my dad, probably around 1988. I'm the one in the excruciatingly tight acid wash jeans. As a kid, I always worked in and around the shop, but only grew to appreciate our equipment as I got older and owned my first car. You can see one of our two-post lifts here in this photo from 1994. I'm not sure what model it was, but it was a workhorse and I loved it. It made every car project easier. After moving away from my hometown, I still had the passion to tinker, but none of the cool stuff. I would have given my acid wash jeans to have the old lift back in these situations. Lying on your back and wrenching can be exhausting and even gross sometimes. Yuck! When we designed the Turbo Garage, the far bay was engineered for plenty of room for a lift, but which type and brand would I choose? After plenty of research, it was clear that the BendPak two-post lift was the right choice for me. From their glowing reviews on independent forums like the Garage Journal, to their excellent reputation for manufacturing a quality product, it was clearly the best choice. I was also impressed to hear many times over how they stand behind their product and offer fast, friendly customer service. This was important to me. Another decision factor was their easy-to-use and informative website that you see here. It made choosing a lift type very straightforward. Once I decided on their XPR 10A model asymmetrical lift, I called my local BendPak dealer and placed my order. Within a couple weeks, I got the call that the lift arrived and was ready to be picked up. My buddy and I headed to the trucking place and they forked it onto the trailer. Folks, you can fork in lots of places, but you can't fork here. We started by unwrapping the almost 1,800-pound container and took inventory of all of our parts. We also studied the manual, which I was familiar with since I had downloaded it off the BendPak website prior to the big install day. BendPak also sends along these safety manuals, which are helpful. One lists most every vehicle and its appropriate lift points. Very handy. Oh, and the safety manual has these Dodge Lancers throughout. I had a brown Lancer GTS Turbo in college. The ladies loved it. Not really. First up was getting the massive posts in. We used my buddy's Bobcat with a forklift attachment. Worked like a charm. After a few more steps, it was time to raise and position the posts. We summoned strength from our big pizza lunch and moved them into place, lumberjack style. Next up, it was time to drill the 4-inch deep holes in the floor. This spline drive hammer drill made quick work of them. It made my rechargeable look like a kid's toy. The last big and heavy job of the day was installing the overhead assembly. This offers support for the posts and houses the cables and hydraulic lines. Hey, did you see me drive the Bobcat there? That was awesome! After another couple hours of work and a visit from an electrician to wire it all up, here's the finished product. My first impression? This thing is big and stout. Its maximum capacity is rated at 10,000 pounds, and although I'll never come near that with my cars, it's nice to have it. I use the wide configuration, which gives me 145 inches from post to post. This is loads of width, and the 30-degree rotated columns make opening car doors a breeze. The overhead beam is what allows you to have a completely clear floor. This will be one of those features that adds value many times over when doing everything from oil changes to transmission work. It's also very good looking with adorable powder-coated finish. It has a deep gloss and fingerprints and grease wipe right off. The telescoping lift arms and low-profile contact pads are perfect for my lowered cars too. The controls for the motor and safety locks are also very simple and easy to operate. Here you can see the padded safety shutoff bar that automatically stops the lift for that oops moment when you try to put your car through the roof. Okay, there's one more task before we can test it out. Time to bleed the hydraulic cylinders. Okay, now that the air has been sufficiently bled out and everything has been lubricated, we can give it a test run. Looks good. Now, before we get a car on here, let's review the warning labels. Let's see. Use super X-ray vision only when necessary. Okay. Don't ask the lift a bunch of questions. Got it. Let's see. Don't have a tiny family and be all hands on your hips about it. Okay, got it. Let's see here. Okay, if things break bad, run like the wind. No problem. In all seriousness, folks, be safe around your lift. Alright everyone, here's what I'm going to do. Now I need to test this thing out with a car. I'm a little nervous to test it on any of my cars. So I grabbed my mother-in-law's car, her Honda here. So that's going to be our first trial run, is on the old Honda. And then we'll tell her about it and bring her in here just to show her car hanging up in the air. Alright, watch here. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I had to use your car. I hope you don't mind. I was real nervous to try any of my own, you know. So thanks in advance.
Sure.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, really helpful. She took it well, wouldn't you say? Thank goodness my mother-in-law can tolerate me, because I just can't resist picking on her. Maybe we'll do it again in a future video. The great news is that this new lift handled her 3,400-pound car without even breaking a sweat. This BendPak lift will definitely allow us to tackle many cool projects for years to come. Until then, I'm just going to raise and lower a few more cars while giggling like a little child. Thanks for watching. I want to give a huge thank you to all my loyal subscribers. We've had 175 new subscribers joining the fun since our last video. I think that's awesome. In addition, the great comments and thumbs up that I've received have just been incredible. I'm honored and motivated by all your support, and I thank you for that. Okay, I've got some very cool stuff planned for the upcoming episodes, so you do not want to miss it. So with that said, thanks again folks, see you next time.